Welcome back to another episode from the Shiddy channel. Back over in the Shiddy shop today, we're going to be working on this 2008 Honda Civic. One of the main things we'll be doing today on this thing is we're going to replace some O-rings that go to the power steering pump hoses. Now, power steering pump hoses, the O-rings, are known to go bad in these things. It's a pretty common issue on these 08 Civics. So, we're going to try to replace these O-rings before we do the pump because the O-rings are 12 bucks, pump's like 130. So, you tell me what we should do. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's try to fix the O-rings first, okay? Something else we're going to do. Real simple. We're going to put some windshield wipers on as well. We got some brake parts cleaner so we can clean up all the power steering fluid that's everywhere. We got us some new power steering fluid. We've got our O-rings there. And we got some windshield wipers. Best way to get access to your power steering pump on one of these fellas. You want to jack the car up, put her on jack stands for safety, you know. Pop off your passenger tire. Then in behind there will be a plastic cover that we're going to take off. And that will expose the power steering pump for us. So we can pop those hoses off and change out them O-rings. Step 1. Remove the tire. Alright, we need to remove this pin here. And it looks like they put a self-tapper in up here. But the objective here is to remove this. So let's try this here. So what we're after is up in there in the back side is where the hoses go into the pump. So we're going to plop off those hoses and put in new O-rings. Now there's no good angle for me to film this, so I'm just going to let you know. The hoses are a little bit different in size, so the O-rings they'll go on, you know, the way they're supposed to. You'll see. So I'm going to get my big old hands in there and finagle on some stuff, and I'll get back with you in a moment. So, since our power steering is right up in here, if you're a guy like me who's got some big hands, I have found it's easiest to get up where you need to go by laying here where I'm at, so you can get your eyes up in behind the pump towards the back, towards the firewall. So you can reach up in here to work on it. It's kind of dark to see in there, but you have a bolt here, one on the back side over here. These are all 10 millimeters. And then right up here. You'll take them out, and then you'll just pop your lines out. Don't be afraid of your fluid draining, because it will drain out of the reservoir. Just let her go. Now, while that's all draining, make sure you wear safety glasses, okay? Because when I first caught under there, I didn't have any on. These are the only ones I could grab. That's pretty cool. Stuff will fall. Dirt, rust, whatever. The only tools you need for this job, you'll need a little pick to get out the old O-ring. Unless you just want to rip it out of there, it doesn't really matter. 10 millimeter wrench to break everything loose. Electric impact deep socket and a short socket. You could probably use the deep one on them all, but the variety's there. You can get your hand in there. After you break it loose with this, use the electric so you're not fighting it to get out. And the deep one works great to get in on the bolt that's in the back, out of where you can't really see it. Works great. So everything's looking good so far. I've already crawled up under there, got it all back together, and the new O-rings and stuff are in. And listen, I think I figured out what the problem was. Now, I'm not going to call anybody out. You see, when we got this car, we didn't know that it had been in an accident. I was working on it one day and found out the front end was actually wrecked. So, front bumper doesn't line up, the core supports, you know, smooshed in. So I replaced some stuff. Oh yeah. It was crunched in to the point where I had to like cut on it and stuff to unbolt it to replace the new one. I did that, and the front bumper alignment went out the window. So here in a little bit, we might try to temporarily fix the sides of the bumpers because they like to stick out because, well, stuff's broken and it don't fit right. But anywho's, none of this was disclosed when we got the car. No big deal, whatever. So power steering. Now, by all means, one of the O-rings could have disintegrated and just disappeared, okay? But one of the O-rings was not, I can't find it. It wasn't there. Kind of looks like somebody's been in it before. And I should have probably showed you, but they had some tape like all over one of the bolts where there wasn't any, you know, flowage through. Where the O-ring was missing, there was tape on that bolt. I don't know what they were trying to achieve there or whatever was going on there. But there are 2 new O-rings on this thing. So now all we gotta do is fill it and see what happens. Power steering fluid. All right, so I got the car running. It's not spewing fluid, it's not leaking fluid, it's not whining. Steering is really smooth and quiet. So let's hope this fixes the issue long term. All we can do from here is just drive it. See how it does. A couple days, a couple hours, what have you. So as you can see, all the misalignment, it's kind of all the way around. But here's the worst. Now, this is broke, so even if you put your screw up in here, it doesn't do nothing. But being as how we got this big hunk of plastic and everything, thought about getting it as good as I can, close as I can get it, and maybe shoot some screws in it for now. So I think something I'm going to try. So I think I'm going to have to pull the bumper off, or at least knock it loose so I can pull it out of my way. But we're going to try to pull the fender and all this out just a titch. Because judging by our light and how all this is lining up, the bottom of this fender is in. So when this was in whatever accident it was in, this tucked in and turned, pushed down here in. Obviously it wasn't damaged enough to total the car. It still drives pretty great for what it is. So over the course of however long it takes us on this channel, we are gonna slowly but surely work out all the kinks on this thing to make it seem like it's 2008 all over again. Brand new. at a loss here. I want to say there's more damage than meets the eye. Looking down through here, the way the headlight and the top of the fender are lining up and stuff. Because it's like, no matter how much I can get this to come one way, this don't want to go the other way. I'll try melting it. They don't like it. So I think we're just gonna have to deal with this part. We're just gonna have to go over to the passenger side and see if we can get it to secure in this area. Better's better. I mean, we'll see. We're gonna move on to the next thing that we're gonna do now. And we're gonna button up the wheel, get this thing down off jack stands, and then we'll maybe do some windshield wipers or something. Sounds like a plan. Definitely gonna change these windshield wipers. They've not been providing the best visibility in the rainy times. So just pull her down out of that hook, flip her on out of there. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right, real time here. That's how we're gonna do this. Longer side. This one definitely was ready for some changing. Pop that out. Pop it in. And there you have it. 2008 Civic wiper change. To accompany our brand new wiper blades, we're going to hit this windshield with some Signature Series glass cleaner. Chemical, guys. I like this stuff. Seems to do the jobs of cleaning the glass really well. All right, I think that's going to do it on this one. I think we've had a pretty productive day. I think we've got the power steering straightened out. We got the new wipers on. I threw a screw in on that other side just to hold the bumper on a little better, and so it's not sticking out as bad. Hey, that's something, right? I'm gonna have to do a little more research, maybe eventually do a full front end rebuild on this thing. Fenders, hood, headlights, core support, bumper. Who knows? We'll see what's in the budget when the time comes, if the time comes. But as of right now, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.